Alright guys, so I've never done any Jon Bellion reactions, but I'm doing one today. For the record, I did just drop a song. It's my first song I've ever made. Recording quality is terrible, but the link is in the description. If you want to give me critiques, let me know what you think. It's terrible, it's great. Hey, get a better mic. Hey, don't ever put anything out ever again. Let me know. But we're here for Jon Bellion, father figure. So let's get right into it here.
I do that shit, however. Lord, father figure, known to protect, I do that shit, however. Lord, father figure, known to protect, I do that shit, however. I am no saint, it's true. But I'll be okay if I'm after marrying you. These boys will make it through. I'll follow after you. True. So what you wanna do? Down every lonely road and broken avenue. Oh, yeah, I got you. And your moms too. The figure, known to protect, I do that shit, however. Big Ferrari, you look so sick inside your big Ferrari.
I'm pretty perplexed already. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm curious. So it starts. There's the old dude in the Ferrari. He kind of seems like the a-hole dad, maybe. Like that's the stereotype he's supposed to be. And then there's other dads kind of holding their kids, standing next to him or whatever. And then Jon Bellion is wearing the American flag hat. I don't think that's an accident. I don't know. Maybe he just woke up and wanted to wear that, but I don't think that's probably an accident. I don't really know what the meaning of it is yet. And to be honest, I've only heard one Jon Bellion song in my life. So I'm really going into this blind, but then he starts going in about the red Ferrari. And so I'm kind of curious to see what I'm gonna see from this. Let's keep going.
Bigger, known to protect, I do that shit, however. Big Ferrari, you look so sick inside your big Ferrari. You left your kids outside to hit the party. You look so sick inside your father figure, known to protect, I do that shit, however. I am no saint, it's true. But I'll be okay if I'm after marrying you. These boys will make it through.
That's interesting too. I think it seems like he's kind of talking about maybe an overbearing father figure who's he's saying I think I'll be okay if I'm half the man as you. These boys will make it through. And so I wonder if he's kind of obviously all these dudes seem to be from, they're what, 60 to maybe 70, 75, it looks like. And so they're, maybe it is kind of a critique of the older generation not really understanding what it's like to be raised in this generation with all these different things that we're dealing with. I mean, our environment is very and I don't mean the environment. I mean the environment we're being raised in, our our social environment, between phones, between our food, even the food from the time that they grew up as kids. Our food is so much different than what they had to consume. So I'm not going to go too much into it right now. I'm more kind of curious where it goes. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But that's kind of what I'm picking up so far. And it's interesting. You left your kids outside to go into the party is what it is. If I'm remembering that correctly, that's there's a few ways that could be interpreted as well, but let's keep going here.
I'll follow fast forward to the cabbage patch. In my REM sleep, I see demons, and they tell me, congratulations, standing ovation, you built a coffin, and that shit looks just like a big Ferrari. You look so sick inside your big Ferrari.
That was really, I really like how he really intensified the vocals near the end, right before it goes into the, is he saying big Ferrari? That's what it sounds like to me. All these crosses, but where's your marriage at? All these horses. Well, all these horses, where's the carriage at? All these crosses, where's the marriage at? Yeah, let's keep rocking with it here. I'll talk a little bit at the end.
You built a coffin, and that shit looks just like a big Ferrari. You look so sick inside your big Ferrari. Gave up your
Notice he's laying down right before the Ferrari. That's interesting.
children just to be somebody. You look so sick inside your father figure, known to protect. I do that shit, however. I am no saint, I am no saint. It's true, but I'll be okay if I have to let you. Oh, these boys won't make it through. If I follow after you, if I follow after you, if I follow after you, if I follow, if I follow after you, if I follow after you, if I follow after you.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. See if there's anything at the end. Yeah, not really. Just some credits. Yeah, if I follow after you. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, man. Like, I don't, I know as kids, like, you know, whether it's like a father, or, you know, if you grew up with a mother, or, you know, say you had an uncle or something, but we tend to idolize people as kids. But I mean, the older I've gotten, I've realized, like, people aren't perfect. Like, there are respectable people out there. There are people who generally live good. There are people who generally live bad, who like have pathological, like, you know, like ways of mistreating people. And then there are people who pathologically, like, I don't know if I'm using that the right way, but treat people well and like try to do better. But I've also found that, like, we're all human, and so, like, I've found, like, traits that I admire in certain people, who also do, like, live in a way that I don't respect. I've found good traits in bad people. I found bad traits in good people. And so, yeah, I don't think you should ever try to, like, fully become somebody else, because you're not them. Like, that's not really what you're supposed to do. But I think, you know, especially, I think for, like, boys too, growing up, you know, if you have a father around, like, you do at a point realize, like, oh, my dad isn't, like, the superhero. Like, he can't move mountains. Like, he is just a person. He is flawed. And you do kind of learn your own path. And truly, I think if a dad loves a child, they don't want that kid to be them. They want that kid to be who they are supposed to be. Like, they want them to be who they are. And don't get me wrong, like, if you're a dad and you have, like, a, say, successful business, and, you know, you want that kid to, you know, grow up, you don't want them to be like, oh, I want you to, like, run the business and be like a shell of who I am. I don't know. It's not like the olden days where you had the king and then you had the firstborn son, and then the son has to be the king. And, like, it's not like that anymore. And it's not like there's so many opportunities, at least where I live, in most of the Western world and pretty much any developed country, I feel like. There's so much opportunity, and you can really choose to, like, go down any career path that, for me, it's like, well, what would you want to do? And that's definitely a bigger struggle for some boys growing up, who, you know, boys growing into men. It's a bigger struggle for some more than others, but I feel like everybody hopefully everybody should hit a realization of like, okay, like there's things I admire about my dad. There are things I don't admire about my dad. Why don't I admire these traits? Why do I admire these traits? Which traits do I want to which traits do I want to reflect? And also understand that, like, depending on how much your dad was around, like, he does influence you. Same with a mom, like, both your parents, whether parents, caregivers, family growing up, like, everything. So, kind of analyzing, like, what do you respect about somebody? And is that something that you want to add to your life? This might have been, like, a little bit more than some people were, asking for. But, hey, if you're still here, it's all good. I guess you're here for a reason. I'm talking for a reason. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Like I said, my first Jon Bellion on the channel. This is a new venture for me. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Yeah, you guys take care wherever you're watching this from.